Hi guys, it's Cody. I wanted to give a quick tour of the dollhouse that I've been working on. Since I have the basic layout finalized, just a couple of things left. I will only be showing you the back because the front elevation is not planned at all. I apologize for the lighting. All the lighting in my real house is pretty terrible, except for those fixtures that I've been able to replace. I also apologize for my terrible camera woman skills. Starting on the left, this is going to be a formal room like salon, saloon, solarium, sitting room, whatever you want to call it. They've been called many different things over the years. It has been shut up and abandoned for decades. We'll have water damage. The windows will be cracked. Everything in here will be kind of ruined. This chimney that's just printed on the outside of the courthouse will be built out. There'll be a nice wrecked fireplace down here. This will be the entrance into the main house. Because of a little extension of the foundation on this part of the house, I'm not going to cut into this at all. So I had to pull the wall over about 1 centimeter, and it's throwing off the fit of all of the walls and the other floors in this kit. So I'm having to glue as I go, which is instead of doing a dry fit, which is never good. I'm crossing my fingers. I tried to dry fit last night and it just completely collapsed on me like a house of cards. This is actually a 2-story addition. Upstairs, accessible from the master bedroom, will be a nursery, also abandoned. It will have a fireplace because that would be the only way to keep the baby warm at the time the house was built. And then back here will be a small sewing closet, accessible only through the nursery. Now, there is a pretty big difference in the height of the addition versus the original dollhouse. So there will be a small set of steps right here leading up to the door to go in. Now, back down to the first floor. I'm going to be crawling on the floor. Please note that, yes, it is on the floor because I don't have a table big enough. We'll have to create one. On the front of the house, on the first floor, there will not be doors between rooms because there was like an inch that extended on the foundation past the end of the walls. So since these are all public rooms, I just cut the wall and will frame this out like it's a doorway. Standard dollhouse door for a 1:2 scale, which is 1 inch to 1 foot. Not a 1:2, 1 to 12, sorry. Standard door is 3 inches wide. So that would take it to the edge of the foundation. This side of the doorway will just have to be imaginary. Then we have the front hall. I moved this wall about 2 inches. This is the line that my granddad, who built the original dollhouse kit, and he and my grandmom gave it to me for Christmas one year when I was a kid. He was an engineer and very precise in his work, and all of the walls and brace pieces he traced out on the wall or the floor, so when it got put together it would be plumb. Anyways, this project is making me really miss the both of them because obviously this is his work. It's really obvious that this was his work. And she would have loved to get rambling phone calls from me about working on this project. Anyways, okay, this will probably have a fake closet built behind it. And then the front door, this is Sorry, huge arm. This right here, I'm probably going to have to close up because I think that is too tall. And if I cut it out, it will butt into the second floor hallway. Because this dollhouse is actually a little short. It's about 15 inches high, so 7.5 inches each floor. Kind of short. Usually dollhouses have 8-foot ceiling, 8-inch ceilings, because it's easier to look into the rooms. This is the dining room. Didn't even bother to put furniture in here because I'm going to be using, for right now, the dining room set from my childhood dollhouse. I know it fits, especially since I added 2 more inches over here. This used to be the original kitchen, and I decided it was very narrow, and scratch built a kitchen to better suit the story of the house. Now, the courthouse is, which you could see it better from the front, is federal style. Lots of symmetry. Everyone is really surprised that it didn't come with a portico or columns on the front, like Monticello or the White House. Maybe they were just missing from the kit that Granddad built, but no one on the internet has been able to identify the make and model. Now, sorry. So Butler's Pantry will have a sink, some racks for like glasses, some kind of shelf here. This, I'm not 100% sure. Asking people's opinions to see if this is goofy. The courthouse is 15 inches deep. Very long rooms. This, I'm thinking I'm going to put a wall here with a fake door to shut it off, make the pantry smaller. And then in the back, these are the original balsa wood furnishings from my childhood dollhouse kit. Like, this one doesn't even have a faucet. That doesn't have a faucet either. Anyways, but they look like what they are. I'm thinking I'm going to put the bathroom back there and close it off completely. The only way you would be able to see anything is through that window. When indoor plumbing was added to houses, it was usually added onto the back. The 1920 bungalow that I live in, that's what they did. The 1920s bungalow I live in has been renovated about as much as this house has in the story of the house. So I talked about how it has federal details. I'm also going to put a lot of Victorian and Gothic Revival details on it, which is part of the reason the front elevation and the roof line haven't been planned yet. Anyways, this door leads out to the kitchen, the new kitchen. It is a combination of a kit over there where there's the MDF, the medium density fiberboard, and then scratch built, which I've been working on this and making changes to this for quite a while. This is actually, this part right here has been a lot of headache for me. Now mind you, there is a massive chimney right here, much bigger than the one on the left side of the house. So, you know, the chimneys will actually extend much higher, but I don't know how high. I am not looking forward to planning the roof line. I'm gonna have to make a pretty short table for this thing. The reason it's so big is because here will be a secret door, which I'm gonna leave propped open. This part from here to the third floor will be enclosed. That's why there's this little piece here to remind me that I want to enclose everything above it. And there will be a ladder running up the inside. So you can move from the first, you know, to each part of the house secretly. On the second floor, there will be like an access panel right here. I'll explain why with the story of the house when we get up to the third floor. There will be a cellar door that goes nowhere. It'll just be fake. There's a wall here, but I'm making it out of gypsum board, which was part of the Courthouse's roof, and it's a lot thinner than the MDF that the kit's made out of, so I'm padding it out with foam board. Because of the supply chain problems worldwide, wood is so expensive right now that I'm trying to use as many found materials as I can. So parts of kits that I'm not using, like I'm not using the kit foundations because they were too tall for this one, which I was not going to change. So like here, these two posts, which are helping to support the ceiling, are going to also be the basis for a fireplace that I'm going to build. It's going to be brick covered, so the back of it will be in here, and then this, and then you'll have the mantle. It's going to be pretty old-fashioned, colonial era. All the ones I found online were like $50, so we're going to build it. And they weren't the right size because it's such a funny area. Sink. Okay, this part not really laid out because if you look up here, we need to have a staircase up to the second floor. It's going to be very narrow, very steep. I found one online for $13. It might be here within 2 weeks, though it's shipping from America, so it will probably be sooner than that. Crossing my fingers. As you can read from here, you go out to the conservatory, greenhouse, lots of windows, lots of plants, 1 story. It does bump out a little further, so I gotta make a tiny wall extension there. It's also taller than the first floor of the kitchen. The reason the kitchen is weird is because in colonial times, it was often detached from the house. And when this house was renovated after a fire in the Victorian Gothic Revival era of architecture, they added it, they connected it, basically. So, we will take this staircase, the imaginary staircase, upstairs. This is the room of the uncle, crazy professor, fancies himself a natural scientist in, like, the Victorian style. Calls himself professor, probably doesn't have the appropriate degrees for that. Sponging off his sister and his brother-in-law. Does not have a fireplace. I actually have a little stove thing that I'll put here. The ceiling will be like this. Actually more like this. However big the stove is, I forget. And closed off here. So you can't get into the house, you have to go down the stairs. That'll be an angle. Then, if you could walk through walls, you would come back in here to the bathroom. Now, like I said, the house is about 15 inches deep. I've decided that the bathroom is much too wide. I'll bring it over. It'll be a very long, narrow room, but I'll have the fixtures lined up. Sink, toilet, that kind of thing. Now, there is an undine, an elemental spirit of water, that lives in the bathtub and regularly floods the tub. And so I will get to do more water damage down on this side of the dining room, in the butler's pantry, maybe back in the bathroom if I get really ambitious, since no one's going to be able to see in there. Haven't cut the door because every piece of wood I've cut this week has broken on me, and I'm tired of gluing things, so I'm just stepping back until my luck improves, hopefully. But the door will be back here. In the original house, the imaginary inhabitants had to go through the children's room to get to the bathroom. Not a great floor plan. So, I'm adding a very small, like 5-inch wide hallway back here. This represents the wall. Again, you won't be able to see it unless you look through the window. It's a hall. It won't be interesting. This room right here belongs to a teenager now. She's a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland, so I have an excuse to use the heart furniture from the original Dollhouse. I've got, like, a chest and a bookcase besides this. Second floor hallway. Thinking about putting, because this won't be accessible, because there'll be like a rail here, so you won't be able to get over here. So I'm thinking about putting an access panel here and then hiding something there. I don't know. The door into the master is actually back here. Sorry, it's been cut. You can't see it. It's already been, oh wait, other side. It's been cut out already. I broke it. That's why there's tape there. Master bedroom. Chimney, a big fireplace made out of resin. I already have it. It needs some repainting. I've been finding these thrift store lots of like 6 to 8 pieces for $30, when some of those pieces separately brand new would be about $30. So I'm really happy with that. Those will be the steps to go into the nursery. Up to the 3rd floor, which is entirely scratch built. This is laminate flooring from my actual bedroom. These were the leftover end pieces that I have put together. I'm going to be covering every single floor. So this represents the subfloor. That way, if I screw up making the floor, it's not attached to the house yet. And also, I don't have to worry so much about, like, the cracks, because there's a massive crack back here that I filled in with wood glue and paper towel. Anyways, this area that the staircase opens into is the library, because my mom was like, why do you not have a library? I was like, need to fix that. Entrance to the turret that's supposed to be part of the front elevation will be back here. This also represents a wall. I didn't have any pieces of this stuff that were short enough. So it's more like this. Anyways, room for a little old lady that is staying with the family that, well, actually, they're really weird band of characters that live in this house. It's not just a family. I need to write out the whole story for people. Anyways, eccentric old lady, little tiny room, will have windows. Ignore the books, those are just holding up the wall. This room right here is for my nieces, Ava and Amara. They will have a fireplace because of the age of the house, but it will not be used. I'm planning to stick a bay window there. Front elevation. Ugh. Chimney will extend above the roof line, only built it up that high right now. The chimney is going to be, because it's on both sides, it'll be 4 thicknesses of fiberboard, and then we'll have dowels down the whole thing to reinforce it. Over here, so my friend Joe, when he first saw the Instagram posts, was like, I want a room in your house. And so I decided to give him one. He's kind of a mystery to the people that are living here. They don't know, is he a private investigator? Is he like the colonel's illegitimate son? He just showed up one day. They gave him a room because there are so many people in here. Whatever. Here will be a bookcase on a hinge that opens up into a secret room that I've been calling the priest hole, which is an English thing from the time of Cromwell. Catholics versus Protestant. Lots of killing. Anyways, so just like there's an elemental spirit of water in the bathroom, there is an immortal priest, several hundred years old, hiding in this room. He's got a little bed. He'll have a little table. I got him a Bible. This fireplace is too big. I will have to replace it. The reason it's so important that he is here is because the access to the secret passage So he can sneak down to the kitchen and steal food, and he can sneak down to the bathroom and use it in the middle of the night. Yeah. So that is what is on my to-do list. Wish me luck.